Wubba lubba dub dub, motherfuckers. It is I, your boy, everyone's favorite jack of all trades, foul mouth, Commodore Urban. And I want to say hello and welcome back. Sorry for the long hiatus. I was on vacation and I'm tired as fuck, but it was pretty good for the most part. Some shit happened, crazy shit, but it's always family drama bullshit happening. And before I begin, I want to give a big shout out to my good friend and longtime contributor, DeviantArt contributor, and DeviantArt contributor, KaneFan701. I saw he had uploaded a new video talking about the 110th anniversary of the Titanic's birthday, which will be, May 31st, 1911. 110 years ago on that day, Titanic was launched into Belfast Long. So, I thought my ears were burning. I'm guessing you must have been talking about me in that video. I don't know, I've not watched it yet, so I don't know. Then again, when it comes to the Titanic community on DeviantArt, I usually get brought up a lot because of my, if you're gonna know, because of my humanized drawings of ships, including the Titanic. Anyway, before I begin with what I want to tell you about my trip to Florida, I'm not really going to tell you all about it. I'm going to tell you about one particular part of it. I don't know if I showed you this before in my last video, but I had gotten a couple of new books prior I left on board the Titanic, which is a reprint of The Sinking of the Titanic and Great Sea Disasters. And I also have The Last Log of the Titanic by Captain David G. Brown. Those are good books. And yes, I am still reading On a Sea of Glass. Like I said, this is a thick-ass fucking book. I'm on chapter 7, In the Wake of a Legend. But anyway, I won't be talking about one particular thing I remember going to. It was the highlight of my trip. Titanic, the Artifact Exhibit, or Exhibition. I actually remember going to the Titanic Museum in Orlando years ago, back in 2012, when it first opened up, when it was known as Titanic the Experience, the official story of the 100-year journey. Okay? That's what it originally was called. And when I went there originally, it was fucking awesome. I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And of course over time it changed and stuff, and it was renamed Titanic the Artifact Exhibition. And dinner show. They still have the dinner show. I wish I could have done the dinner show. I would have loved that. Especially get to mingle with actors and stuff, but I'm getting ahead of myself. And of course it's called that now, but of course the building has went through several fucking changes. Anyway, it was a late birthday present, or late birthday treat that my mother wanted to do for me. She said, well, we were supposed to have went on your birthday down here to see it, so I wanted to take you. So she took me, and me and her personally went through the museum. I'll tell you right now, the museum is absolutely fucking amazing. And, from what I remember of it when I went 9 years ago till now, they really totally updated it. They walk you through the story of the Titanic, through the different stages of her life, like the construction, launch, outfitting, and of course, the maiden voyage, and the different parts of the museum. They have artifacts, actual recovered artifacts from the wreck of the great lady herself that tell the story, and it was absolutely chilling and mesmerizing. And seeing all these different bits and bobs and pieces, you really do get the sense of the story. It's one thing to read the story of the Titanic on a book, but it's another to actually see the items and the artifacts that bring this tragedy to life. And as we were going through the museum, the different parts of the recreations of different rooms, like they had recreations of some of the first class cabins, they had recreations of third class, and it was actually walking into the recreation of the grand staircase. I just stood there, I was fucking dumbstruck. and I absolutely felt like I was in a fucking time machine. I went back to 1912, and I felt like I was standing on the Titanic, just gazing up at the dome, and seeing all the beautiful woodwork and the magnificent fucking clock on the wall, honor and glory crowning time, and it was just, I was really choked up, and my mom could sense, it, and my mom was amazed too. She was looking around just wide-eyed too, like, wow. I said, I know, right? And of course it gets to the point about, the collision, and of course they have a recreation of the bridge and the steering wheel, and they have an artifact in there, the actual telegraph that First Officer Murdoch used to ring down to the engine rooms, full steam astern. And I've been just seeing these bits and seeing these pieces. It ties the story together with physical elements that you can see with your own eyes. And there was one recreation they did of the outside of the deck, and the area of the ship, I believe, that they recreated was this area right here on B deck. This little opening right before the B deck, and you walk out there and stuff. It was absolutely fucking cold. It was just dark, and you could see stars. And I felt like I really was standing on the fucking deck of the Titanic. And it was just, I felt like I really went back in fucking time. And at one point during the tour, they actually had the actors and actresses, the actors and actresses to play as the different people. And I came across the gentleman who was none other than Joseph Bruce Ismay. And the guy was in character. That was absolutely fucking incredible guy. The guy looked like Ismay, and he kind of spoke and, kind of acted the way I think Mr. Ismay would have acted. And I was really impressed. I was like, oh my gosh. I actually taught Mr. Ismay a few things that he didn't know about his own self. Because I read the book, and a little while back I read the book, the sinking of the Titanic, or the, something about something, it was a biography about Bruce Ismay. Can't remember the title of it now, but there's a few things I remember, and I was talking to him and stuff, and I was like, all this and that, and, Mr. Ismay was really impressed with my knowledge. And he's like, he said, maybe you should work here. I said, yeah, I would if I lived here, or if I lived in fucking Orlando, And at the end, as I was walking through, I said, it was nice meeting you, Mr. Ismay. And I said, by the way, what is your name, because I wanted to know he said, my name, I told you my name, young man, is Joseph Bruce Ismay. I'm the managing director and chairman of the White Star Line. I was like, wow. He was really in character. So I give the guy kudos, because it was really fucking awesome. But, going into the area where they have, the different artifacts that they recovered. And one of the biggest highlights for me was the big piece. Big piece of steel. And I would have taken a bunch of pictures, but the problem was they said no photography. But I kind of went hush-hush, and I took a picture as I was getting ready to walk out. And it's kind of dark, but you can see it, a big, massive piece of the Titanic. And it had like the rivets and stuff in it, and it was beautiful. You were really literally looking at the side of the ship. And I've done something I don't think most people are supposed to, because it says don't touch. I put my hand on it. I put my hand on it for what felt like probably for an eternity, but it was probably maybe 10 seconds or less. And I put my hand on it, and I felt this strange, cold sensation going down my arm and down my spine. And I was just like, ugh. Because when I had my hand on it, my hand was on an area where there was a bunch of rivets and stuff, and I ran my hand down, and that's when I got the cold sensation. It was just, I knew that was the spirit. I knew that was the spirit of the Titanic, and she was talking to me. And she was telling me of what kind of a death she had. And oh my god, that ship had a violent fucking death. It was horrible. And as me and my mother, we walked out of the museum into the gift shop, I was moved. I was crying. My mom was even crying when we were reading the wall and stuff of all the names. And I was like, 1,496 people lost their life when this great ship sank. And now I truly can understand now that my mom understands why I'm so interested in the Titanic. So, and she looks at me, she said, now I get it. I get why you are interested in the Titanic. It's more than just the ship, it's the human aspect of it. I mean, yeah, I love the ship. I could study the ship all day long, but what makes the story alive is the people. And of course, I love the gift shop. I mean, if I had the money, I would have bought all kinds of shit in there, but I just went around, looked around and stuff. And of course, my mom, being my mom, she surprised me with something really nice. And I ain't gonna show you exactly what it is, but I'll show you. I got it in the box. It's here in the box. I'll do an actual separate video showing you guys this, but this is absolutely fucking incredible. It's an actual artifact that came from the depths of the Titanic, where the Titanic lies. But overall, the museum was beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. They do an exceptional fucking job of telling the story of the Titanic. You will be moved by the time when you walk out the doors in the gift shop. You will be moved. You will have tears in your eyes, and you will be crying like I was crying. And if you don't cry and you're not moved after you go through it, you are a heartless son of a bitch. So, but if you guys could go down to Orlando International Drive, go to the Titanic Museum, and if you can use promo code GRAND and save $4 on your ticket, or just cut out the little coupon or whatever in the flyer down there and hand them the coupon and save you a few dollars. But if you love the Titanic, fucking go to Titanic, the Artifact Exhibition. It is well worth it. It is absolutely one of the best museums I've been to. Probably one of the only Titanic museums I've been to. I've been to it twice, and it's, like I said, it's absolutely fucking amazing. Beautiful museum. They do such a respectful and, honest to God, gorgeous job of telling the story of not just the legendary ship, but also of the people that were involved with this horrific tragedy. And God bless them all and allow the ship to live on forever in the memories of those that seen it. So there you go. That is what I thought about the Titanic exhibition in Florida, in Orlando, Florida. If you have any questions or comments about anything, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll get back with you. And if you love my channel and you love the shit I'm doing, hit that fucking subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Become a member of the Commoners Crew, never miss a fucking video ever again. Until next time, this is Commodore Urban. Have smooth seas and clear skies. Happy sailing with all of you. God bless you. Stay healthy, stay healthy. Yeah, stay happy, stay safe. And just be yourselves. Until next time. Anchors away, motherfuckers, and take it easy.